He also informed the court that Mr. Ongoya was trying to join the court link as he had an application to make. The matter was placed aside to 11:45 a.m. when Mr. Ongoya informed the court that he was on record for the family of the deceased and had instructions to oppose the application, to withdraw the matter in this court and have it filed in Lamu law courts. The matter was then scheduled for hearing today. Mr. Rungu, the learned prosecutor, appearing alongside Ms. Olunga and Mr. Muya for the state, submitted that a letter had been written to the chief magistrate in relation to the erroneous e-filing that had taken place. There is an affidavit signed by Mrs. Tabitha Karanja, the mother of Patricia Tekra Mugai, the deceased, who is the subject of these proceedings. The said affidavit is said to have been forwarded to Mr. Rungu by Mr. Muya, a prosecutor of this court. The learned prosecutor questioned whether the said had been filed through the proper procedure, that is the e-filing portal. He maintained that they object any intention to canvass the issue raised in the affidavit and that this court lacks jurisdiction to entertain the same. Professor Ongoya, appearing alongside senior counsel Senator James Orengo, Mr. Kimani and Ms. Bigambo for the family of the deceased, submitted and forwarded copies of payment receipts issued through the online portal of the court. This was to prove that the affidavit had been filed through e-filing and the same paid for. The learned counsel went on to submit that if the prosecutor is in possession of the affidavit, then proper service was effected, hence the issue of service cannot be questioned. Counsel went on to submit that the affidavit is from the mother of the deceased and not a stranger, as she wishes the court to consider her concerns, fears, anxieties and aspirations in making a determination one way or the other. Further, that no reason had been given as to why the affidavit should be disregarded. Senior counsel Senator James Orengo on his part submitted that the DPP is required to make full disclosure and not reject evidence and information from the DCI. Counsel went on to submit that it is the responsibility of the police to immediately give information to the nearest magistrate empowered to hold inquest unless otherwise directed by any rule made by the minister. The DCI is said to have complied with the provisions of Section 386 of the Criminal Procedure Code and in fact wrote a letter dated 16 September the year 2020 addressed to the Chief Magistrate Milimani Law Courts. The court was urged to find that the affidavit is properly filed and served. In brief response, Mr. Rungu submitted that they are not resisting any information, including the affidavit, and that their concern was for the court to establish whether it was properly filed through the e-filing portal. The court noted the lengthy submissions that were canvassed, which touches on the affidavit and whether or not this matter should be heard in this court or in Lamu law courts. At this juncture, the only issue for determination is whether the affidavit dated 5th of October 2020 by the deceased's mother is properly before this court. The Honorable Chief Justice and the President of the Supreme Court on the 1st of July the year 2020 launched the e-filing system in some courts, including this one. This was to help in the filing process during the COVID-19 pandemic to minimize the handling of paper and documents from advocates and litigants. This has been the practice since then. A closer look at the documents submitted by Professor Ongoya, this court confirms that the said affidavit was properly filed through the e-filing portal and the requisite fees paid for. An acknowledgement receipt was issued through the same online platform. For this reason, I find that the said affidavit is properly before this court. The same was served upon a prosecutor who is a representative of the Director of Public Prosecution, and again I find that service was proper. Having made the above findings, the parties can now proceed and address the court.